I've been waiting for you, Link. Oh, hey pal, how you doing? Haven't seen you since the Spirit Temple, which wasn't that long ago. Link, the hero of time. You have overcome many hardships and awakened 6 sages. And now you have a final challenge, a showdown with Ganondorf, the King of Evil. Before that, I have things I want to tell only to you. Please listen. Another unknown legend of the Triforce passed down by the Shadow Folk, the Sheikah. Do you think it was a little important to have told me this sooner? Like, remember when we learned about the other 2 legends of the Triforce, like within the first 4 or 5 episodes of the series? If you would seek the Sacred Triangle, listen well. The resting place of the Sacred Triangle, the Sacred Realm, is a mirror that reflects what is in the heart. The heart of one who enters it. If an evil heart, the realm will become full of evil. If pure, the realm will become a paradise. The Triforce, the Sacred Triangle, it is a balance that weighs the 3 forces, power, wisdom, and courage. If the heart of the one who holds the Sacred Triangles has all 3 forces in balance, that one will gain the true force to govern all. But if that one's heart is not in balance, the Triforce will separate into 3 parts, power, wisdom, and courage. Only one part will remain with the one who touched the Triforce, the part representing the force that one most believes in. If that one seeks the true force, that one must acquire the 2 lost parts. Those 2 parts will be held within others chosen by destiny who will bear the Triforce marks on the back of their hands. Not the palm of their hands like the power of the sun. Important distinction there. So I'm afraid Doc Ock does not have the Triforce of Courage. 7 years ago, Ganondorf, the King of Thieves, used the door you opened in the Temple of Time and entered the Sacred Realm. But when he laid his hands on the Triforce, the legend came true. The Triforce separated into 3 parts. Only the Triforce of Power remained in Ganondorf's hand. Oh my god, it's literally just like Doc Ock. That's so funny. The strength of the Triforce of Power enabled him to become a mighty, evil king, but his dark ambitions were not satisfied. How about his wild ambitions? That's what I'd like to know. Gain complete mastery of the world, Ganondorf started looking for those chosen by destiny to hold the other 2 Triforce parts. The one who holds the Triforce of Courage is you, Link. Haven't you taken off your gloves within the time you've been an adult? Surely you've seen the Triforce on the back of your hand. And the other who holds the Triforce of Wisdom is the 7th Sage, who is destined to be the leader of them all. Just doing that Doctor Strange shenanigans with the hands there. Alrighty. And of course, it is big spoiler alert for an almost 25-year-old game! Princess Zelda is chic. For those of you who didn't know, now you know. It is I, the Princess of Hyrule, Zelda. I apologize for meeting you in disguise, but it was necessary to hide from the King of Evil. Please forgive me. Sure thing. On that day, 7 years ago, Ganondorf attacked Hyrule Castle. Alright, let me see if memory serves me right here. Doesn't our inventory turn into how it was as a kid? Oh my god, that's so funny! I saw you as I was escaping from the castle with my attendant Impa. Isn't that crazy? It's like, it's a real-time cutscene here, so we're kids again. And we got the fairy slingshot and the magic beans and such. And once again, young Zelda has one heck of an arm. I thought I should entrust the Ocarina to you. I thought that would be our best chance. Well, I think you thought right there, my friend. We got our new coin collection and we're ready to take on Dorf. As long as you had the Ocarina in your possession, I thought Ganondorf could never enter the Sacred Realm, but something I could never expect happened. After you opened the Door of Time, the Master Sword sealed you away in the Sacred Realm. Your spirit remained in the Sacred Realm, and then the Triforce fell into Ganondorf's hands. He went on to invade the Sacred Realm. Ganondorf had become the evil king, and the Sacred Realm became a world of evil. All of this is an unfortunate coincidence. I passed myself off as a Sheikah and hoped that you would return. I waited for 7 years. 7 seems to be an important number in this game, you know, 7 sages, 7 years. Just thought I'd point that out. And now you are back. The Dark Age ruled by Ganondorf, the evil king, will end. The 6 sages will open the sealed door and lure Ganondorf back into the Sacred Realm. I will then seal the door to the Sacred Realm from this world. Thus, Ganondorf the Evil King will vanish from Hyrule and definitely not return to a great ocean in about 1,000 years. Link, in order to do this, I need your courage again. Please protect me while I do my part. And here is a weapon that can penetrate the Evil King's defenses. The power given to the Chosen Ones. The Sacred Light Arrow! I'm sorry, I had to do it. Xenoblade brain rot, you know how it is. Ladies and gentlemen, here is our 4th kind of arrow, the most magical and overpowered of the bunch, the Light Arrow. this is the only real necessary arrow upgrade you can get, because the fire arrow and the ice arrow are both optional, as we've previously established. You got the light arrow! The light of justice will smite evil. Mithra's helping us out here, guys. Love her. Select your bow, and then select it again to open the arrow submenu. Choose a desired type to equip your bow with powered-up arrows. See, so the game knows that it's the first, like, story-mandated arrow upgrade, so that's why it's letting you know how to upgrade them, which I think is pretty funny. But alas, we got some not-so-subtle foreshadowing here. That rumbling! It can't be! Now to trap you in a rupee! Princess Zelda, you foolish traitor! I commend you for avoiding my pursuit for 7 long years. But you let your guard down. I knew you would appear if I let this kid wander around. My only mistake was to slightly underestimate the power of this kid. How condescending. He's just like that guard at the gate of the foot of Death Mountain. No, it was not the kid's power I misjudged. It was the power of the Triforce of Courage. But with the Triforce of Wisdom that Zelda has, when I obtain these two, then I will become the true ruler of everything. I mean, true ruler of the world. If you want to rescue Zelda, please come to my castle. You are most cordially invited. Well, that is the longest cutscene in the entire game. How's it going, everyone? It's Tyagara here, and I welcome you guys back to what is the first part of our 2-part finale of OOT 3D 3-Heart Run. Now, in the last episode, we did the Gerudo training ground to get the ice arrow, and I got shot in the foot by a Beamos and died. This time, we're gonna approach Ganondorf and hopefully make our way decently through his castle, though don't expect us to finish it in 1 episode. Like I said, it's going to be a 2-part finale. Anyway, without further ado, I think we should equip ourselves properly, since this is the final showdown after all, so let me just get out my gear menu real quick. So, if we're going to engage in the battle to end all battles between the King of Evil and the Hero of Time, we might as well look the part, don't you think? Let's make our way on over to this giant chasm here. Link, can you hear me? It's Rauru the Sage. We 6 will gather our power to create a bridge to the castle where Ganondorf dwells. The castle's keep, which is known as Ganon's Tower, is protected by 6 evil barriers. Bring down the 6 barriers and save Princess Zelda. So yes, the 6 sages are going to pull together their power to create a road called a Rainbow Road. It's a road that you go on. You get that reference. We are now best friends. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Now then, before we cross this lovely Rainbow Road here, there's something I want to show off real quick. Now then, if you make your way beyond this broken gate here, you will find a couple boulders that you can either lift up with the silver gauntlets or smash with the Megaton hammer. You're going to want to ignore Navi, of course, because she does not have anything insightful to say. Now there is a giant block with a Gerudo symbol on it. We can't do anything about that just yet, but on the other side you will find the 5th and final Great Fairy Fountain. Now Taya, you may be asking me, we already have 3 elemental upgrades that represent the goddesses of the Triforce, so what could that one possibly offer us? Well, dear hypothetical viewer, I'm very happy you asked. Basically, this fairy doubles your health, but not in the way you might think. I'm just gonna roll into that little stone there real quick. Now then, if you have 3 hearts, it's not like she's going to give you 6. Instead, what she's going to do is grant you the ability to take double damage, and that's represented on the UI by a nice little white outline around your hearts, as shown on screen here. Now, of course, since this is a true 3-heart run, we will not be doing that. I just wanted to point that out in case you were curious. But for now, I'm just going to quickly adjust my item loadout. So I'm going to need Din's Fire and the fire arrows, which I mentioned before are optional, and they still are because you, in theory, can reach this torch up here using Din's Fire, but it's much easier with fire arrows. Now then, you're going to want to make your way into the middle of the room and just quickly use Din's Fire to take advantage of the iframes and take out that Wolfos. Or not. Sadly, he survived it, but you know what? That's okay. We're just going to give him the old what for, shall we? Alright. Beat him to the punch, just like Aaron Ryan. You know how it is, Punch Out? Oh, yeah. He is dead, and a little chest will spawn containing, of course, a blue rupee. So why don't we go ahead and nab that real quick. More rupees for the wasted rupee counter. Oh, yeah. Alright, I'm going to pull my hookshot back out, as well as some bombs for this next room here. Because if memory serves me right, we are going to be needing them for a Beamos up ahead. Now then, I'm going to quickly, of course, whip out the ocarina for, I don't want to say the final performance, but one of the last performances of the Song of Time in this playthrough, of course, to create a nice little block here. So as you can see, it's a wind puzzle with silver rupees. Now, one thing you may have picked up on is that the symbol for the forest temple and all of its, like, you know, related variables in the game kind of looks like, you know, a windmill, representing wind, of course. Now, there's a reason for that. It is heavily speculated. I believe there's even a source of information to back this up. If so, I will provide it in the description for you. That the forest temple was originally going to be a wind temple, and at some point during development that was swapped out. But this puzzle room in Ganon's tower is the remnants of that. I believe it's the same for the water temple and the elements of ice, because as you can see, the water symbol also kind of looks like a snowflake. But that's probably where the ice cavern comes from. It's the remnants of a scrapped, oh my goodness, tripping over my words, guys. Scrapped ice temple. Now, once you step on the switch, you're going to create a little pillar that you can grab onto with your hook shot. I am just gonna cross on over. There's no wind blowing in my direction. Now, this room is admittedly pretty tricky with Ocarina of Time's dated control scheme because, well, you know, you can only move in 8 directions. Oh dear. Oh, thank God I didn't slide. I was afraid I was going to be able to do Luigi there. Just glide on across. Now then, what you want to do is whip out the light arrows, actually. And you're going to want to shoot that womb-looking thing in the middle of the room, because that is where one of the sages are being held. Or excuse me, that is where, not are. God, I sound like Sammy Classic Sonic fan in that one video. Anyway, once it burst, we somehow magically teleported in front of it. We're gonna find ourselves face to face with Saria. The forest barrier is dispelled. Hurry up, Link. All right, buddy, you got it. On to the next room we go. Now, we don't have to go in the order of the temples. I just wanted to start with the forest temple because, of course, you know, it's symbolic, just like the start of our adult journey here. As you can see, the spirit temple area is to our left there, and to our right, we will find the ice room, or the water temple room, which proves that my playthrough's canon because we did the water temple before the fire temple. Oh yeah, baby. All right, so once again, we're gonna want to adjust our loadout real quick. Gonna want some empty bottles here. So I'm gonna set it to all my face buttons actually because, oh, whoop, don't want that just yet. Because as you can see, we're gonna be needing some of that beautiful red fire from before. Or blue fire, what am I saying? Blue fire, there we are. Oh, raining icicles just like in the ice cavern. Oh, you know what? Now would be the perfect time. I want to stay away from you guys. Oh no, we're gonna take some damage. I would have said that would have been the perfect time to show off the fire arrows once again, but instead I'm just gonna fill up on some blue fire real quick for this room and the room ahead. Oh dear, I hope that's gonna miss us. Please, cutscene iframes, bless me. Thank you very much. All right, 3 and number 4. Now, if memory serves me right, I do believe one of these treasure chests is a trap. I think it's gonna just be some ice, but we have the health to spare, so might as well, yeah? Oh, there it is. All right, memory did in fact serve me right there. Now, if we go on over to this chest, I don't believe it's gonna be a trap. Nope, it's gonna be a recovery heart to make up for that damage we just took there. Anyway, we're gonna melt the red ice with the blue fire, not the other way around like I was saying before. Just quickly replenish that one bottle there. Oh, and dodge those icicles once again. Alrighty. Now, if you remember the ice cavern, we had a block puzzle. And here it's no different, except this one, my friends, is timed. So our objective, I believe, is to simply make our way on up to that red ice up there and melt it. So we're just gonna push this guy here. And it's gonna create a nice little platform for us. I believe I've already messed this up, to be honest. But that's okay, because just like in the ice temple, or the ice cavern, geez, you can just push it in to reset the room, or rather just this one icicle. Ice block. Ice cube, there we go. And instead, I think I've actually messed up entirely, so I am just gonna exit out of the room and come back in, because I think I was meant to actually push that ice block into that little hole there. So, why don't we do just that? Push it down 1. To the right. And then we're gonna push this one down to that little ice stump thingy there. Next to that pot, of course. Next to the left, pushing the giant ice block to the left. God, I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know what I'm cooking with these whips here today, but of course, as you can see, you're gonna slide it on down. Thankfully, it is not a silver rupee puzzle, just like in the forest area, or wind area, rather. We're gonna climb on up, and then we're gonna melt the red ice, and we're gonna pull out our megaton hammer, as you can see, because there's one of those rusted switches from the fire temple. So we can just quickly set it to a face button, doesn't really matter. And then jump slash, very nice. All right, the door is open. The timer's still going though. So let's just make our way on out of here and then reset our items. Of course, we're gonna need the light arrow once again to free our Zora fiance Ruto. All right, why don't we do just that? Also, of course, you know, the usual loadout. We're gonna have the hook shot and we're gonna set the megaton hammer up there. I might as well have the bombs on too because bombs are very handy. Let's burst this pot here for another wasted rupee and a little magic bottle. Just to top us off there, even though we're gonna waste a little more magic. Once again, teleport in front of the sage, as you can see. Hey, Ruto. Sorry, it looks like the wedding's off after all. The water barrier's dispelled. Hurry up! Let me just turn into a ball of blue light real quick and teleport you back to the entrance. Alright. Now, like I said, we don't necessarily have to go counterclockwise or clockwise. We can go in whatever order we want. I just felt it's convenient. On to the next room there, we have the Shadow Temple. So it looks like I was way off there because I did the Fire Temple first. My apologies, fellas. Let's head on inside. Now, I do believe this room also has a little timed puzzle inside of it. Oh, nope, this is okay. I have a very funny story about this room in particular, guys. Granted, I want to cut 9 or 10-year-old me a little bit of slack because, well, I don't know. I don't know how I was meant to figure this out, or maybe I was just really stupid as a kid, which honestly, I was. Now then, just want to avoid that bubble real quick. Make our way on over. We got a like, no! Whoops. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Gonna just waste a bit of magic here to take out the bubble. Oh, I was way off there. There we go. All right, I'm gonna hookshot on over to this chest here. Excuse me. Real quick. Nab the contents inside. It's gonna be another wasted 5 rupees. All right, so as I was saying, remember that Gerudo block I showed you outside? So you need another strength upgrade to lift it up. Now, as a kid, I was very oh, we're dead. We are so dead. We are absolutely dead, my friends. We're gonna have half a heart left, but don't die. And our Hylian shield is gone, sadly. So we're gonna hook on over to this. I should have taken that like out ahead of time. Just like I'm gonna take the bubble out once again. Before we, yeah, before we light that torch, I just wanna make sure the lake's gonna die. So our Hylian shield that we robbed from that Kakariko grave is gone forever since we died and the room reset. So we, in theory, could go back to Kakariko to buy a new one, but you know what? We have a shield that we can never lose now, being the mirror shield, of course. Anyway, before I was so rudely interrupted by that like there, I want to talk a little bit more about my history with this room. So, when I was a kid, I was 9 or 10 years old first time I played this game. I got all the way up to Ganon's tower, I was so proud of myself, and I was just thinking, man, I can't wait to make my way on up to Ganondorf and beat his ass real quick. But then something most unpredictable happened. So yes, as I was saying, that Gerudo block I showed you outside, you need another strength upgrade to lift it up. I did not know this. If you make your way on down there, to that switch, down that stairwell there, a treasure chest will spawn. And of course, the gimmick of this room is you just want to keep on shooting that torch with your fire arrows. God, this camera makes me so nervous. But of course, you step on this switch, and don't you worry, this platform here is not subject to that timer. And once you do, this chest will contain golden gauntlets, which upgrade your strength even further. Now, in some of the rooms up ahead, hell, in order to get into one of them even, you need to use the golden gauntlets here. I didn't know this as a kid. I completely overlooked that little platform there, so I got so sad and so confused. I was so, like, freaking out. I had my mom call the Nintendo help hotline because, well, I didn't know what to do. I was a sad, confused 9-year-old boy. I was lost, and I was getting frustrated. So, the guy on the hotline told me about the golden gauntlets, and I felt so stupid afterwards. Which, of course, as I've established time and time again, I was. Let's face it, guys. When we're kids, we suck at video games for the most part, so let's not sugarcoat it. Alright, thankfully we got some recovery hearts here. And as you can see, you can make your way on over to that platform there, using this little bridge with the Eye of Truth. But yeah, just a funny story I like to tell people every time I talk about the Golden Gauntlets. How I mean, I'll be honest, I was 9, I had a meltdown, because I'm like, what the hell did I do? Pardon my, Kotake and Kube voice coming out there. Just thought that was pretty funny, but yeah. Now I know, and I never made that mistake again. And hey, if you're young and this is your first exposure to the game, and you feel like playing it at some point, you never have to go through what 9-year-old Tayo went through. You are all good, you know how to get the Golden Gauntlets, and you can go lift up the Gerudo blocks. And I just wasted magic there, but I digress. Let's make our way on to the next room. We're gonna take this magic bottle here, and we're gonna shoot not with the fire arrows. That will do nothing. And of course, inside that womb, we will find Sheik. So why don't we bust her out? You know what this low-key reminds me of? It's the brain rot talking. It is 1000% the brain rot. Hold on, let's just hear what Impa has to say first, and I'll tell you about the brain rot real quick. The shadow barrier is dispelled. Please, save the princess. I'm on it, Impa. Don't you worry, my friend. But yes, Xenoblade brain rot is very real for good old Tayagara, guys. And earlier today, I got home from work. I had a nap. And during the nap, you know, I had a dream one of my coworkers walked up to me and asked me a question about one of the items where they were selling. And they asked me, hey, real life name, is this item Kavesi or Agnian? And then I just looked at them, and I was so confused. And then I woke up, I'm like, man, I really need to lay off you old Xenoblade. But at the same time, I'm so close to the end, I'm almost done with the side quest. I'm in chapter 6. I'm making my way on through the game. But I just thought that was really funny. I told my mom about that, and she was confused because she doesn't know what Kevis or Agnes is. And I imagine, unless you've played the game, you don't either, because Xenoblade, even though it's selling better these days, it's still, for all intents and purposes, a pretty niche franchise. But it's goated, I love it, and I cannot recommend it enough. Guys, if you have a Switch, please play Xenoblade Definitive Edition, Xenoblade 2, and Xenoblade 3. You will not be disappointed. Tayagara vouches. One day, we honestly might do playthroughs of all 3 of them, but that depends on if I get big enough and if I can figure out how the hell to streamline the side quests, but not ripping off Chugga Conroy, because that man is the GOAT, and his playthroughs of Xenoblade 1 and 2 are unarguably the definitive ways of experiencing those games if you're not going to play them yourselves. I just want to quickly take out that torch slug there, because I imagine, much like that like in the shadow room, he will cause us some trouble. So he's running for his life, but it's not going to be enough. We're going to take him down. We're going to grab that silver rupee, and as you can see, there's one of those Gerudo blocks I was talking about before. This is where I got stuck, I believe, as a kid, because I just had no idea what to do. I could not lift it up using my silver gauntlets. But now I know, and I will never make that mistake again. Oh dear, the slipping and sliding from these hover boots here. Yes, in case you're wondering why I've equipped them, well, that main platform there that we traversed across, it sinks into the lava, like that one there. But if you wear the hover boots, you circumvent that, so just thought I'd let you know. It's just like, you know, the sand in the Haunted Wasteland. Oh, or you can be a dumbass like me and run on over there and just completely miss it. Guys, I apologize for all the floundering in today's episode. I don't mean to make excuses, because I'd like to think I'm not terrible at this game, but remember the last episode how I mentioned there's construction going on outside? Oh, wow. I didn't think he was going to grab onto the ledge there. How there's construction going on outside my house? Well, it kept going, and to tell you the truth, they got a lot noisier. And guys, being completely and openly honest with you, it has been about 10 days since I recorded the Spirit Temple. And it's just because they've been so noisy and my work schedule's been so hectic, I just have not had the time to sit down. Hell, I'm not gonna lie, today was my 4th out of 6 consecutive shifts at work. It's quite busy, but I don't mind. I honestly love my job. I love my coworkers. I love what I do. Customer service, it's right up my alley, you know? I love talking to people. As you can tell by my senseless rambling and all these oot videos. But rest assured, there's more to come. I have a few LPs cooking for you guys right now. Ideally, I'd like to release them right after Ocarina of Time finishes, but we'll see how it goes because, like I said in the very first episode, this is me kind of dipping my toes into it, testing the waters to see how it goes. And if it works out, then I will be releasing LP number 2, which, I mean, I've been planting the seeds throughout the entire LP of this. I've made well, not hundreds, that's an exaggeration, but quite a few references to it, and I do it in my everyday dialogue as well, because my brain is absolutely rotten. And no, it is not Xenoblade Chronicles, as I just said, because that game would be too crazy to LP, and I am not experienced enough yet. But one day, I would love to show you guys some of my favorite games of all time. But I will be showing you my favorite game of all time someday, which is, of course, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. But I don't want to just be, you know, a Zelda LP guy. Even though Zelda's my favorite franchise, I don't want to just be known as a Zelda Let's Player. I want to be a variety Let's Player like Chugga Conroy because he's my inspiration. As I've said time and time again, just can't get over how much I love his videos. He has been a part of my life since I was like 11 and I watched his Wind Waker LP. Now here we have Darunia. He is free. Oh, look at him doing that funny pose there. He's like Rio from Art of Fighting. The fire barrier is dispelled. Hurry up, brother. Yeah, you got it, man. 2 more to go. We're about 24, 25-ish minutes into the episode so far. Of course, that's 18 if you skip the cutscene at the beginning there because, like I said, it's the longest one in the game. But the fire barrier is now down. There's 2 more to go. Those being, of course, the light barrier, which, as you can see, you need the golden gauntlets to access. And, of course, last but not least, the spirit barrier. It's so sad that the Hylian shield is gone, but that was my own hubris. I should have taken out the like before making my way on over there. But guys, as you can see, I'm not perfect. I'm a little rusty. I may have played this game time and time again, but, you know, much like 9-year-old me and my inability to find the golden gauntlets, I have my moments where I flounder. Now then, this game, in case it's not obvious by the hidden Skulltula there, it's encouraged that you have the Lens of Truth for this room. But alternatively, you can do a little thing I just like to call L-targeting. But it is quite necessary because one of these treasure chests is the real deal. A bunch of them are just containing like rupees and traps, I believe. But if you pull out the Lens of Truth, it'll show you the one you need, which is actually a reference to a minigame I skipped over, which is how you get a piece of heart. Wow, I am talking completely out of my ass here. No, this is just the one treasure chest you need. It, of course, contains a small key, which you need to get through this door here. But anyway, in Castletown as a child, there is a little minigame that you can just completely cheese using the Lens of Truth. Wow, that's the first time in a very long time that I messed up Zelda's Lullaby. But anyway, it's just essentially a gauntlet of guessing the correct chest containing a small key, and you make your way to the end, and at the end there is, of course, a piece of heart. I might show it off in a bonus episode, but again, I don't want to taint the sacredness of my 3-heart run. I've already come close with the 2 heart pieces here, but we're not going to get any closer than that, don't you worry. Now here we have another timed room. First thing you want to do is take out the long shot and hook on up to this little thing on the ceiling here. And you want to land in this one or the next one, doesn't really matter. And you're going to want to make your way around. Feels very derivative of Indiana Jones once again. Oh god. Oh, that's going to be close. Ooh. Jeez, this camera is not fantastic in this room especially. And much like in the ice room there, the timer keeps going, just to encourage you to stay on your toes. As you can see, there is no Sage Womb, but if you make your way on forward here, you will find it. And now Rauru is freed. And I didn't smash the pots, and I'm a little low on magic, so that kinda sucks. But anyway, the light barrier is dispelled. Hurry! But as I was saying, even after all these years and all these playthroughs, I'm still prone to making mistakes. I'm a little rusty. I believe my most recent playthrough of Ocarina of Time 3D prior to this was in 2015, but I did play through like N64 Ocarina last spring, actually, funny enough. And it was good. It was really good. Not much different from the 3DS version. A lot more glitches you could do that I couldn't because I've never practiced them before. But I digress. Here we are, guys, in the final Sage Barrier room. Very reminiscent of our beloved Spirit Temple, so let's take out that Beamos real quick before he shoots me in the heel like that one in the Gerudo training ground did. Now, of course, the gimmick of this room, you want to move the Armos away to let the spiky guys traverse further away from those silver rupees so you don't have to worry about getting your ankles clipped while grabbing them. So I think that's a fair enough distance. Alright, I forgot once again to equip my hook shot. Like, in my muscle memory in almost every Zelda game ever, it's just the X button is the hook shot button. That's just how it is. You'll see that in the Wind Waker HD LP when that comes out one day, along with the Majora's Mask one. Twilight Princess 2. Now here's the thing. Gonna get a little controversial. I know, I believe I've expressed before that I am not crazy about Breath of the Wild. I'm also not particularly fond of Skyward Sword. I've never finished that game. It's just admittedly rather boring. I do not enjoy my time with that game. I plan on finishing it someday just because, you know, I'm the Zelda guy, I gotta do it. But I'm not the Zelda YouTuber, I'm just a Zelda guy to my friends. I have a nice little collection of Zelda merchandise in my room. Oh, iframes to protect us from the spiky boys. Now here we have some torch slugs. So why don't we take care of those real quick. Stand back, get a nice horizontal swing with the big Garon sword, of course. And now he's dead. Very nice. Now then, here we're going to use a rather admittedly underutilized item, being, of course, the bomb choose. We're going to set that to Y real quick. And we're going to want to line it up with that crystal switch over there. Just want to make sure my aim isn't off, so I'm going to backtrack here. And watch the guy crawl over the gate and hit the switch. Awesome. Alright. Now, if we open this chest here, I believe it might just contain some rupees. Oh no, more bomb chews. Alright, never mind. Oh, fun fact, by the way, there are no bomb chew bags. You can just carry bomb chews by themselves. So as you can see, there's no set limit of them. It just goes on forever. Now then, what you want to do here is a callback, actually, to the Deku Tree, how we melted those giant cobwebs, if you remember. So you're just going to want to shoot on up using your beloved fire arrows. And now, I'm not sure, but I just want to check if the Lens of Truth shows you the real deal here. No, it does not. Alright, so... Oh, wait. Nope, I was seeing things. We're just gonna take a shot in the dark here. I believe it's this one. I was wrong! And doing so will cause some more floor masters or wall masters, whatever they're called, to appear. Like I said, I don't remember off the top of my head. I apologize, guys. Look at all those wasted rupees. Oh, man. Aim's a little off with the shield. My apologies. Another wasted one. You know what? We're just gonna go through the motions. It's all good. We're gonna stand aside from this guy here. Take him on out. But hey, if you're gonna pinch for rupees in the end game for whatever reason... Oh, there you go. There's the proper stunny boy there. There you go. More wasted rupees for the counter. And guys, with that, we're at the end of the 6 barriers. So let's just quickly free Naburu. And then that is where we are going to end part 1 of the finale. So let's just grab some magic and some Deku Nuts, of course. Shoot the womb with the light arrow. And here we go. The spirit barrier is dispelled. Hurry up, kid. All right. You got it, Naburu. All that's left between us and Ganondorf now is a gauntlet of some of the toughest enemies in the game, which you guys will see in the next episode of Oot 3D 3-Heart Run. Till then, guys, my name has been Tayagara. As always, I thank you all so much for watching, and I bid you guys farewell.